So this morning, there are three ladies here who want to share with us some opportunities for service that are going to be presented to us today. So opportunities for us to sign up and participate in something. And you may have noticed when you came in, the banners on the front lawn or the yard signs. If you missed it, then you can see them out in the social hall. This is those signs are an opportunity for us to start a dialogue with our neighbors about marginalized communities in central Indiana and in our country. And so if you want to pick up a yard sign and take one home and put it in your front yard, that would be great. That's what they're for. There's a suggested donation of $5 per sign, but it's just a suggestion. If you don't have $5 and you want to pick up a sign, then go for it. Take all three if you need them. Whatever it is that's going to get the word out about standing in solidarity with our marginalized communities around us. So check those out in the social hall. And now these three ladies want to share some important information about those communities, those three communities that Jeff mentioned, and then an enhancement on our homeless ministry. So I'm going to hand the microphone to them, and they're going to share with you lots of opportunities for service that are coming your way today.
Good afternoon. I'm Monica Law. I lead your homeless ministry. Currently, we have been serving breakfast at Day Springs every Saturday, with the exception of the third Saturday, which we gave to another church because they begged for it. We serve 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. It's important that we do this. This is the only hot meal that they receive at Day Springs all week long. So we get in there at 8, by 9 o'clock, you can start hearing the feet upstairs just start moving because the smell of all that food is going up there, and they get pretty excited. They're pumped when they get downstairs to actually get that hot meal. We also have some service opportunities and things that we're trying to schedule with the center as far as enhancing the center. We're going to do an indoor maintenance job where there's a stairwell that needs to be resurfaced, some painting, minor drywall repair, things that we all know how to do, right? We're also going to do an outdoor grounds project where we go in on a weekend and do some building of benches near the playground area where the parents actually have some place to sit while their kids play in the playground area, and then cleaning up some of the weeds and trying to make it a little bit more inviting for the residents as they go in. This is their home. It may be short term, but I want them to be proud of where they are. And if there's a bunch of weeds, then obviously that's something we can do to, make an impact on their just walking into the residents. We're teaming up with two other organizations, actually three, but Love Train and Operation Find and Feed are two organizations that are pretty well established. Love Train meets on the third Saturday of every month at 10 a.m. and Operation Find and Feed they meet at 7:30 a.m. on Sunday mornings. So both organizations go into the community and hand out donated items, food, things within camps and just within the downtown Indianapolis area. If you go on the Sunday morning at 7:30, they meet, rain, snow, it doesn't matter what the weather is, but you can still have time to make it to the 11 o'clock service so you can still worship that morning as well. The last organization that we're kind of hooking up with is stopover.org or Stopover Inc. This is supporting youth in transitional living situations. They have a closet downstairs that is in total disarray. When they showed me the closet, I looked around and I thought, wow, that's a lot of mom jeans. So right now I'm trying to collect clothes and try to get clothes in there that an 18 to 21-year-old would wear without being embarrassed wearing some of the stuff to school. So cleaning out that closet, and then we're also looking for opportunities to go in there and teach them life skills as far as cooking and doing different group sessions with them. And the last thing would just keep filling up that donation box out there. Every single thing that you put in there, we find a home for it. It doesn't really, if it's clothes, if it's food, if it's, just any supplies that you put in there, it's going to an organization within our city. And I'm working with several different people that nothing gets wasted. So please keep filling that box. We keep taking it. And thank you for your time. Come out and see me, and we'll talk about any opportunities that you may want to be interested in.
Thanks. I'm Vanessa. I am on the board at Indiana Youth Group, and I have been for going on my 5th year. It's an organization I'm really passionate about and love that I get to be a part of. For those of you who aren't familiar with IYG, we work with 12 to 20-year-olds who identify as LGBTQ, but about 25% of the youth that come in through the door are actually straight allies that want to be there with their friends, and they're also always welcome. One of the lucky things about being part of this organization is its time and its tenure. And so this is actually, 2017 celebrates IYG's 30th year of operating, which is pretty cool. I'm really proud of that. It's the longest continuously operating LGBTQ center in the nation here in Indiana. One of the other things that we've really started doing is making sure the services we're providing are evidence-based and are going to be the most effective. And we realize with the hugely disproportionate suicide rates amongst LGBTQ teens, we really needed to provide more suicide prevention programming. And when we researched that, we didn't find any. And so we have some amazing staff who have started developing their own programming. And by the end of this year, I actually think we're going to be all the way through the process to have it evidence-based. So we will have the first and the only worldwide evidence-based suicide prevention programming for LGBTQ youth to save those lives, which is really amazing to be a part of. So, volunteer opportunities. We need someone for everything. That is how it works in the small nonprofit world. So I have opportunities for folks who want to mentor youth, opportunities to come and teach a cooking class for youth who maybe are homeless. Maybe they're staying at Stopover and they need to learn how to cook for when they get out of there. We have opportunities for serving or providing meals on a monthly basis. I know we have at least one Oasis that does that now. And then things like cleaning up inside and outside, all of those things are absolutely needed, so we'd love that support. The other thing that's happening with IYG right now is we have publicly launched our capital campaign to grow into a new space. We've purchased a building at 38th and Meridian and have raised $2 million of a $2.6 million capital campaign, which is pretty amazing. We've done that in 7 months. Thanks. Capital campaigns are a labor of love. Boy, are they. So if you're interested in being a part of that and helping us get to that finish line, we need to raise the rest of that money so that we can knock some walls down and get this building put together. I would love to share with you what we're doing with that. But again, that's not why I'm here. I really want to know how I can help you use your gifts and your talents, your assets to really help those youth that need us every single day.
Good morning. I'm Laura Nichols, and I'm here representing our work, upcoming work with the Immigrant Welcome Center. I don't know if you know this, but there is a location on Shelby Street right near Fountain Square that has three staff members to try to service this type of immigrant refugee community. And so they actually represent 120 nationalities and their volunteers speak 40 languages. So it is a big program. The Immigrant Welcome Center does not provide actual services. They're the connector between the person needing services and whatever services are out there. And there's a whole list of partners that they deal with. What we're talking to them about is where our skills and talents might be able to help them. So let me give you a couple of examples of what they're looking for potentially out of this congregation. They are wanting desperately to start a conversational English classes so that people who come out of ESL classes learn how to actually have a true conversation, just not book English. So that would be hooking up with different immigrants, refugees, helping them to learn how to communicate on a more normal basis. Anybody that's bilingual, they would love to have services, or bilingual services. They call them natural helpers because they're the people that really get in and help people acclimate within the community, get the services they need, that sort of thing. Legal services are a big deal. They have several times a year legal days where they help out with all sorts of issues. Anybody that's an attorney that would like to provide services, that would be great, or administrative help on that day, on those specific days. They are a part of the National Welcoming Week, where they try to connect people with services, but it's a special program that's done nationally. And then lastly, one thing that would be really a desire would be to have a community garden in which there's an ability to teach immigrants, refugees about indigenous fruits and vegetables here in Indiana, but even more so how to grow them, but more so how to cook them and eat them. And so there's a lot of different opportunities, and I'll be out at the table if you have a special heart for the immigrant refugee community. Thank you.
So be sure, if you are interested in being the hands and feet of Jesus in one of these ways, be sure to stop by the tables in the social hall, write your name down, find the activity that you're interested in, sign up for it. We'll get you all the details on how you can get connected, and we'll just go out into the city of Indianapolis like a force and see what we can do together. And by the way, Channel 6 and Channel 13 were here earlier today because our signs got a little bit of attention. And so tune in today to Channel 6 and Channel 13 and see your church on the news and see those great signs and put them up in your neighborhood everywhere. Thank you.